Welcome back, Pickleball family. Briones Pickleball bringing you another podcast today. Now, before we get started, I would like to introduce to you your host and ex-birthday boy, Jordan Briones.
Thank you, Caden. Thank you. Yes, I just celebrated my 33rd.
Yeah.
You know, the 3-3.
Are you getting a little nervous? I mean, like, you're getting close to 35, man. You might be able to play the 35 plus.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about that.
You might need to hit up good old Dave Wage and say, hey, some 35 plus action.
You know what? I'm still if I play a tournament again, I'm probably still gonna go 19 plus.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Thank you, Caden, for the shout out. Yeah, I had a great time with my family, and we actually took the kids out for hot pot.
Ooh.
Have you ever done the hot pot experience?
Are you kidding me, man? I'm half Asian. Of course I've had the hot pot experience.
Anyways, the kids got to cook their own food, and it was a blast.
That's always fun.
So yeah, had a good birthday weekend. We have a lot to get to today for the listeners and viewers out there. Buckle up, stay tuned. We have a good show for you. We're going to go over, obviously, our weekly strategy tips, and we're going to share some really cool stories. And we have questions from you. So in the description below as well, if you want to send your questions in, any pickleball question that you have, we like to answer the questions on the show. So we'll take a few of those. We're going to talk about the Pickleball Slam with the tennis legends. So tennis legends playing pickleball. That was a big thing. MLP Daytona, APP, was it APP Mesa?
APP Mesa Open.
Yep. And then we will get into our predictions for Red Rock PPA.
Beautiful.
So really good show. Stay tuned. We're going to start with the strategy tip. Kaden, I don't have one today. I'm going to leave it up to you.
Okay.
Kaden's going to do a strategy tip, and yeah, let's just shoot.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, what do you got?
All right. This is for you folks. The less you move your upper body, the more consistent you will be.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, let's do tell, Kaden. Do tell. So say that again. The less you move your upper body.
The less you move your upper body, the more consistent you will be.
Okay.
All right.
So why don't you expand on that one?
Yeah. So in pickleball, it's very common. We like to lean. We like to lunge. We like to reach. Now, I am a big believer in using your height to your advantage. All right. And yes, I'm a 5'9" male. I'm not the tallest person in the world, but I like to use my reach to my advantage. But there is a such thing as overusing your upper body to either not move your feet and try and get to that ball, or, it's kind of a lazy way of playing pickleball if you are using your upper body a lot. So if you guys find that you are moving your upper body, what happens in that situation is typically you're forced to use little muscles like your arm or your wrist when you don't have your upper body to support you. So if you guys are playing and find that you're using maybe a lot of wrist or just a lot of your arm or shoulder, then you might need to keep your arm a little bit more connected to your upper body and keep that upper body quiet by maybe trusting your footwork a little bit more and using your lower body and your big muscles. But if you guys do find your upper body, bending down, bending to the side a lot, you might want to kind of consider trying to keep that a little bit more quiet and focus on your footwork.
No, I really like that, Kaden. And I guess the other end of that would be, or another way you can say that, the way to keep your body and upper body more quiet is to use more of your feet.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So the reason why players stretch or reach or lean or lunge is because they're not in optimal positioning.
Yep.
So they end up reaching, leaning with their back and those kinds of things.
Correct.
So it's really a footwork thing.
Yeah.
Right. So getting your feet, and we talk about footwork a lot, but either using a shuffle step or moving your feet as the ball's coming over before that ball comes over.
Even getting low, you know what I mean? If you have to dig a ball out, don't dig a ball out by bending your back over. Get low by bending your knees, squatting your butt.
Yeah. And on that, I didn't have a strategy tip, but mine would be, if I were to add, use a wider stance.
Yeah. Oh,
so
beautiful.
So that's a good one. One thing that I see a lot is I see a lot of players with a stance that is actually narrower than their shoulder width.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, that's scary.
And the problem with that, or what are some problems you could see there, Caden, when you have such a narrow stance like that?
Improper footwork and less balance. Right. The wider base you have, the more balance and the more stable you are. Obviously, if your feet are closer together, you're gonna be falling over just from some winds. So need to be wider, need to be more solid and based. Now that being said, while you're being wide and based, it's important to remember that you're also being light on your feet and able to move.
Yep.
But having that balance is super, super important when you're playing.
Yeah, so I think there is a happy medium there where obviously you don't want to be standing straight up. And if your feet are actually way too wide, it could be hard to move. So what I suggest to players is just a little bit wider than shoulder width and go from there. The wider the stance you have, like Caden said, you can actually you have a more stable base and you can actually reach further. Dink volleys and things like that. And then your shuffle steps and your movement, you can be more aggressive with a wider base.
Oh yeah, I've had a lady in my clinic. I was telling her to widen her base a little bit, and she goes, "Oh, like this?" Does the splits, and I'm like, "Okay, Sandra."
How old was she?
40s. So it was pretty impressive. I'll say. I was like, dang. Okay. I was like, that was good, but no, not like that. No, don't do that.
Maybe not like that.
I was like, that was cool. Don't do that again.
A little more narrower than Simone or something.
Yeah,
like that.
You don't have to do the splits on the court.
Yeah. All right. So really good strategy tip. We are going to just really quick. We have a really good show for you again. Like I said, we're gonna be going through all those things. We work really hard. Look at the timestamps on the bottom of the description. If you don't, if something interests you more and you don't have a lot of time to listen to the entire podcast, just skip right down, click it. And again, that's how you can get right to what you want to listen to. Now, before we get into the next segment, just want to mention sponsors. If you would like to sponsor this podcast, and shout out to Selkirk.
Of course.
Awesome paddle sponsor that we have. But if you're a company, you would like to sponsor this show or this channel, send us an email, brionespickleball@gmail.com.
Yeah, speaking of that, this matcha tea latte is just so amazing.
Starbucks
today.
is not a sponsor, but if you are a beverage company and would like to do that, we can have your beverage here out on the desk every podcast.
I actually am a big drink guy. I prefer like smoothies sometimes over food. Yeah.
Ideal sponsor beverage. What would you ideally want, Caden? Perfect world.
Jamba Juice, man. I love Jamba Juice. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I like smoothies.
Get. Oh my God. If Jamba Juices were free, I'd probably go there every day.
Yeah. Jamba Juice is good. All right. So now let's jump into the next the next segment. And we put a form out there, and it's actually below. There's two things. You can submit a story that you have that you would like to share with us, and we can share it to everyone on the podcast. Or if there's questions, if you have any pickleball questions, like I said, you can ask that below, and then we'll try to get to all the questions on the podcast. But this next segment, we have two questions here. Actually, we'll start with the first question.
Yeah.
And then we will jump into maybe some of the stories. But
cool.
Here we go. A question here for you, Caden.
All right.
I am 71 years old and have never played any ball sports except golf. Oh. I move fast on the court and I have a decent serve. My worst part of my game is the pop-ups when I get low or when the ball gets low. I can't react fast enough on the slam back. Also, I am playing now for 4+ years and should be better than I am. Is it possible that I can improve at this age? At our Florida resort, I am considered an intermediate player. I do want to go to one of your pickleball intensives, but I can't say that it will be worth the cost for my age or if it would make a difference. So just I'll get to the intensive part, but at the age of 71, why don't you if someone came to you, can I really improve? Like, what are your just initial thoughts on that?
Yes and no.
Okay.
The reason why I say yes is because there are always going to be tips and little things that are going to help your game. I think in pickleball, realistically, there's never really big things that we need to ever fix. It's always the little things, right? So, for example, this guy is mentioning that, he has a hard time kind of picking up on the slams, right? In that situation, we would have to I would say, let's look at kind of how he's setting up his body to get in position to defend the slam, right? Is he running back? Is he getting set and stable? Is he going straight into the fetal position? Who knows?
Yeah.
But that being said, I mean, by what it sounds like he's fast enough to be able to be mobile on the court. Yes. So I think there's absolutely room for improvement. It's not that he's like, oh, well, yeah, I have a bad knee, I have a bad left knee, and I have a bad right hip, and yeah, I can't move. Like, sometimes there's nothing you can really do about that.
Yeah.
But that being said, it sounds like this guy definitely has the opportunity to still learn and kind of work on things and improve. I mean, I taught a lesson to an 82-year-old man yesterday.
Yep.
All right. Now, maybe he's not the most mobile, but you know what? We work on shot technique. We work on pickleball IQ. We work on a little bit more of preparation and how he can get ready for the ball so he doesn't have to, move so late and react so late. So there's absolutely room for improvement.
Yeah. So the very beginning, you said that. Maybe it's not, you said maybe not big things.
Right.
And a whole bunch of little things. But I'll tell you what, 5 or 10 little things is a big thing.
Yeah.
Like when you add it up. Now, so what I would say to this, now again, if you're going to leave a question, make sure you leave your name or where you're from if you would like. But to this person that is saying it, now, Kate and I have coached a lot just in these past intensives that I just have done, the ones that you're asking about. Usually the age is 55, around. We've had some younger, but even up to 70, 75 and high 70s.
Oh, yeah.
My answer is yes. You can improve dramatically because for the most part, a lot of players, they don't know what they're doing wrong.
It's true.
And these little things that I can see during my intensives and fix, they make a major impact. So
for sure.
What I would say, and I think what you alluded to, Caden, is there is a ceiling to somebody's improvement.
Right.
So what do I mean by that? If you're 71 years old and you're trying to play senior pro at 5.0 plus level, maybe that's not a reasonable goal. But if you're 71 years old and you're intermediate player, which is probably 3.0 to 3.5, can you get and compete at a high level against your age group, which all the tournaments separate by age.
Right.
If you want to get to 4.0, 4.5 and you're fairly mobile, yes, you can with good strategy, footwork, and technique. So
absolutely,
I would definitely, now whether you do the, training or not, you can definitely improve a lot.
Oh, for sure.
A whole bunch.
And by the sounds of it, it doesn't sound like this guy has any sort of mobility issues. So if you're 71 and you're still mobile, hey man, you're still doing great.
Yeah.
Doing great.
Yeah. And about mobility, I would honestly say that mobility is probably one of the biggest factors to someone's ceiling.
Oh, for sure.
Athletic ability, we can, that's obviously intangible.
Right.
But you can always improve things. But if your mobility isn't the greatest, you're a little bit limited, but then comes strategy.
Yep.
Then comes technique. You can still get better with your mobility not being the greatest.
Yep.
So he's asking about the 2-day camps or the 2-day intensives that we offer. And again, this is just from a couple intensives ago, just a little testimonial. Just want to read it just for the viewers out there. If you're interested in training with me for an intensive 2 days, You can go on our website at brionespickleball.com. Here's just one of the people that just took one.
Oh, cool.
Says this, why choose Briones 2-day intensive camp? Like many buyers, we look for reviews before buying most items, and it's not every day that one of your fellow locals has used what you're looking for. When I was looking for a pickleball camp that offers a bit more than 2 or 3 hours of pickleball a day, we found Jordan's intensive camp, just what my wife and I were looking for. Fortunately, one of the local pickleball players attended one of his first 2-day intensives, so the review of the camp was provided by a pickleball player that we knew and trust. When asking her about the camp, Jackie couldn't say enough good things about the quality instruction, not to mention how much she enjoyed Jordan's individual approach during the sessions. Again, my wife and I found out just what she meant. We decided to do it, and while the sessions included 4 people total, Jordan is literally coaching and or instructing each individual, providing personal feedback. And prior to the camp, he had a Zoom call with us and saw videos of us playing before the intensive. So starting the first day, he's already discussed with you areas of your game that you would like to improve and work on. And secondly, he's seen the video of you playing. So from the outset on day 1, he's prepared to help you improve your game. And if you're like us, the intensity of the 2 days might leave your muscles a little bit tight, but you'll finish off each day with a relaxing review and a feedback session with Jordan, all the while enjoying a very comfortable venue you don't want to miss. Phoenix was great, and it was extremely helpful because he focused on our weak points, and Jordan's follow-up emails days later with his personal action plans and slow-mo video analysis and technical breakdowns reminding us of what we need to do specifically to improve were tangible instructive items that we can review continually. And the step-by-step shot or technique analysis is far beyond what we expected from our 2-day intensive experience. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, the atmosphere of the 2-day intensive was very comfortable and relaxing. Jordan was professional, considerate, and made our training well worth the value. Jim from North Carolina. Now,
holy smokes, Jim, that was a novel.
Yeah, I know that's super long, but people are always asking me about it. That's just to hear from one of the 2-day intensive.
You know what though? I got to give you props.
Oh,
that was a really bad high five, but that was really well written, and that was really well said, because if I know anything about Jordan, those 2-day intensives are no joke. They're so much fun. You learn so much good stuff. And of course, I mean, who doesn't love to watch their own selves play pickleball, right? So like, if you can have a breakdown of yourself playing pickleball and kind of seeing what you're doing right and seeing what you're doing wrong, especially in slow-mo, I mean, anyone else doing that stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, we go above and beyond. That's why we do it. So sign up at brionespickleball.com if you'd like to join a 2-day intensive. And if you can't travel or don't have the means for that, Caden, we always like to shout this out. He is traveling all over the country. So if you would like a camp or clinic specific to your level around your area or your hometown, go to brionespickleball.com as well. And you could fill out a form how to get connected and have Caden come to your hometown.
Yeah. So I'm playing in the PPA North Carolina Open at the end of this month, and I'm playing in the Cincinnati Open at the beginning of May. In between those 2 weeks, I actually will be in South Carolina teaching some camps.
Yeah.
So if you guys live in that area, feel free to reach out to, her name is Audrey, and I don't know exactly what facility she works at, but I will be in South Carolina for that week teaching some camps. So if you guys are interested, feel free to check it out.
All right.
It'll be a lot of fun.
So South Carolina or wherever, if you would like Caden to come to you, go to brionespickleball.com.
Bam.
Now, let's get to the next question. We're getting questions in. Now, this is going to be a good segment for us. A lot of you, if you have a question, again, click the link below and send your questions in, because I guarantee you, when you're asking something, there's hundreds of other people that want to know that answer as well. So we're going to get to the next one. Here it is. I'm a right-handed player, and when dinking with my backhand cross court or directly across from me, I feel like I'm missing too many dinks by taking them on the short hop. I am trying to figure out if I should drop my left foot back when dinking directly across when the balls are hit close to the non-volley zone line to my backhand. I also feel I need to drop my left foot back and out to the left when dinking cross court, especially those dinks hit to my left foot, and which is really tough and that I can't take out of the air. Please give me your thoughts. Caden, do you understand the question?
Yes.
What do you think?
Now, personally, it sounds like he's struggling with the short hop, which is okay. But if you are struggling with the short hop, you have to watch your angle of paddle.
Yeah, so let's just clarify short hop. That is, or some people call it short hop, some people call it
half volley.
Half volley.
Yeah.
It is when the ball is coming in and you're going to hit it almost right after it bounces. So that's a short hop. So go ahead.
Right. So if you are short hopping, you have to really make sure that you're getting underneath that ball to lift up.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the time people, especially at the kitchen line, do a really good job of kind of hitting the back of the ball and more hitting the ball when they're dinking instead of guiding the ball, right? Now I'm gonna be honest. My first tip was gonna say, if you're taking that ball in the short hop, there's probably a good chance that you could be taking it in the air. Okay. Now, after he said, I can't take it in the air, yes, a step back is absolutely okay. All right. I hear way too many people say, okay, once you're at the kitchen line, stay at the kitchen line, try not to back up. You are more than allowed to back up off that line if you need to, as long as you guys come back to that line.
Yep.
All right. But I have a mindset when I play pickleball, and maybe this will help you out. I don't know if, does he have a name?
No name here.
No name? Okay.
Anonymous,
Mr. Anonymous. Tell yourself, take every single ball in the air first. And then if you can't, then take a step back, let it rise, let it fall into the apex, and then hit your ball and take your time.
Okay.
All right.
I like it.
If you're uncomfortable taking the ball in the short hop, maybe that's a sign to say, okay, I either need to work on it a little bit more and get my paddle underneath that ball a little bit more, like I'm scooping up on some ice cream, or I can say, hey, I'm going to try and take them in the air first, and if I can't, I will take a step back with my left foot. Maybe if that ball is a little bit outside of me, shuffle a little bit out to the left and take a step back with my shuffle. Let that ball go into the apex, and I'll take a little bit more time for myself.
Good. Yeah, good stuff, Caden. So my reply would be several things. This is one of actually the main problems or issues when we talk about that 3-0 to even 4-0 level, and it's footwork and decision making. So when the ball's coming over, we have to decide early enough if we need to get good at deciding out of the air volley or create some space. Now, contrary to what a lot of people may teach, my philosophy on the short hop is it's always my last option.
Oh, for sure.
On dinking and everything. Let's just start about dinking. I'll start off with dinking. But the reason why for me short hops are right after the bounce, hitting a dink is my last option is one, what you said, it's hard to get under the ball. Because you're actually not really getting under the ball at times. So it's the hardest shot to hit. Secondly, 99% of the time, your short hop dink is going to be defensive. So it's never aggressive. It's not going to have any spin on it, and it's going to sit up higher. So just like Caden said, I'm always in a good low wide stance, trying to take that ball out of the air. As soon as I decide I can't or it's too low of a contact, I'm going to either shuffle to my left or I'm going to shuffle back or diagonally. So again, for me, even backing up off the line with the shuffle step is going to give me time. It's going to give me space. And then I can actually push that dink to the non-volley zone line on the other side and put some pressure.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say on the short hop. Again, it's footwork at the end of the day, but that decision making is going to take a lot of time. There is one drill that I don't know if let me see if you've done this with your students before,
Okay.
Caden, but one that I really like to do to really just train the brain. Now, this is one of the hardest things, but I have people do it after some instruction. We're at the non-volley zone line. You're dinking straight on.
Yep.
Okay. You start the dink rally.
Yeah.
And then I call it the call out game.
I do. I play that all the time.
So before the ball's coming, if you're going to volley it, you say volley before hit your paddle. And then if you're going to let it bounce, I say bounce. So this trains the brain to actually visualize what's happening, think about it, and then say it from your mouth. Now, you don't have to do that in a real game, but it's honestly one of the hardest drills to do, but it helps your decision making get a little bit quicker, and you'll find it easier.
Yeah. So I with my little bit more advanced students, I actually have them actually decide. I say air, short hop, apex.
Okay.
With my a little bit, more beginner students, I just say bounce or air. But that being said, I think the biggest thing with the short hop is, especially with the short hop, you have to get lower.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think the most common thing that I see is, especially with people who don't short hop as well, it's probably maybe a little bit of a mobility thing. And just being able to get a little bit lower underneath the ball. I see a lot of people try and short hop and kind of just hit the back of the ball, and obviously that ball's going to go straight into the net. So if you guys are trying to short hop, you really do have to do a really good job of getting low and trying to get under that ball a little bit more.
Okay, really good. So again, if you can avoid the short hop, I would lean in.
Last option.
Lean in, try to take it as a volley. If not, we're going to work on our quick footwork back. All right, so last question here. Really good, Caden. What's the best way to manage the middle of the court? Who takes which balls? How to communicate?
Yeah.
Especially in a rec play when you may not be familiar with your partner. For me, this is resulting in either untouched balls down the middle winners or clashing in paddles.
Yeah.
It would be great to have a simple system and approach that is effective and portable from game to game. It seems that the forehand always getting the middle ball is not ideal. And before you answer this, Caden, this is a little bit fairly complex and harder to
explain a little bit,
but we will we have several videos on this, but go ahead and Caden. Like the middle ball, how do you manage that?
Yeah. I think the most common thing I hear is people tend to say, that's my ball.
Because
that's my forehand.
Yeah.
All right. That rule no longer applies. So I tell my students, actually, I'm kind of messing around with them. I always say, if anyone has ever told you that before, you have my permission to slap them in the face. Because figuratively, yes. Don't actually slap anyone in the face. But or I say, do not be friends with that person. But what I'm trying to say is, just because someone's forehand in the middle, or that someone's forehand is in the middle, does not mean it is their ball.
Yeah.
All right. And I actually don't have a term for it, but what I know what the term that's being tossed around with that, kind of formation is called the X formation.
Yeah.
Right. And what that means is,
or respect X. Is that what we're talking about?
Respect X. Yeah. And so that formation is kind of what I follow and what I do. But what we're doing is we're kind of following the ball, and we kind of have an idea of whose ball is whose based off of where the angle of the ball is coming from to us.
Yeah.
Right. And so with that, there's a lot of things that kind of go into it. Yeah. There's partner communication that goes into it. There's, kind of following your ball, that whether you are hitting it or your partner's hitting it or your opponents are about to hit it. So there's a lot of kind of different things that go into whose ball is whose at the right time.
Yeah.
All right. But that does not mean forehand always takes over middle. If you have a backhand and you don't like your backhand, but you're in the middle and that ball's on your partner's sideline, I hate to tell you this, but that's your backhand. So
there you go.
It's about the angle of that last ball.
Okay. So really, really good, Caden. The first, obviously, that's a very just across the board statement.
Yep.
Forehand takes the middle. Now, I'll just lay it out there. That strategy, I guess, is better than having none at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll throw that out there. But let's talk about, let's get down to it. And I always, every time someone says that, or I'm teaching intensive or clinic or whatever, I always say, well, what happens? First question, what happens if you have a righty and a lefty? Right? When they have two forehands in the middle, two backhands. So that goes totally out the window. So I try to get them thinking, like at that point, it really doesn't matter.
Right.
So, again, the shading and moving. So first of all, being in good position is really, really the main key one.
Yeah.
So just for all of those listeners and watchers out there, you can, again, if the ball is going to a particular sideline, let's say it's going towards your left, everyone should, in theory, be sliding to follow the ball. All four players, by the way.
Yeah, right.
We see this in lower level players all the time. The person hitting the ball is the only one moving to the ball, and the other three aren't. But
yeah, right.
anyways, in theory, if somebody is going to their, let's say, backhand dink,
right,
to their left to hit the ball, everybody should be shading over.
Yeah.
And at that point, whoever is across from the ball there has to be covering their line.
Right.
And just in general, anytime you're kind of cross court from the ball, from the player, you're way more responsible for that middle.
Oh, for sure.
So that's just a simple way. There's a lot of nuances here, but again, if the ball's cross court from you, you really have to be more responsible for that middle and more intentional about covering it.
Well, and let me give something to kind of some food for thought for our listeners. All right. You know, you hear so many people say, oh, well, singles is so much harder because there's so much more moving around. All right. I'm going to be honest. In doubles, you're moving around just as much.
We should be.
Well, right. You should be at least. All right. And personally, I think if I'm being honest, I probably do more moving in doubles, more consistent moving in doubles than I do in singles.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because I am literally up at that kitchen line, and I actually love the word that you used, but you used the word shading. I am following that ball up at the kitchen line every single ball, whether I'm receiving the ball, whether I'm hitting the ball, whether my partner's hitting the ball. We are always constantly moving, and it's not running, but it is shuffling our feet and shading our feet over to cover these lines, because at the pro level, these guys can attack from anything and can go anywhere with it. So we have to kind of be smart with where we're positioning ourselves and getting ourselves in position. So if you are playing doubles because you think that you don't have to move, I hate to break it to you guys. You guys are actually incorrect. You do a lot of moving in doubles.
Yeah.
All right?
Yep. So really, really good stuff, Caden. Just work on your movement following the ball.
Yeah.
But again, there's a lot of people that think that way. This is what I also tell players. I can go, obviously, you can go, show up in any court, be the best player. But I just want, and I'm saying that by, let's say I show up to a random court and play.
Yeah.
Right? It could be anything. I'm playing with 3-0s, 3-5s, 4-0s, whatever.
Right.
Even if I'm playing with lower level players or whoever, higher level players, it doesn't matter. I'm always doing the same thing.
Yep.
So again, your positioning and how you move and what you do, if you're in the right place, you're just going to be setting yourself up.
You're already one step ahead of some.
To win. So regardless of what, either your partner thinks or, whatever, like, we deal with this question like, oh, do you move up and transition or after the third shot drop or move back? Like, right. I'm always trying to put myself in the best position possible, and that will bleed into help our team. Yeah. So like whatever the bad decisions they make, I'm still going to try to make the right decision for myself.
Yeah. I think, for any player out there who's kind of like a 4-0 or 4-5, when you do find yourself in a situation playing against someone who's 3-5 or maybe a little bit lower than you, you're going to find that you're not only making better shots than these guys, but you're probably a little bit more prepared based off of how you get yourself in position for the ball, right? And those lower level players that you're in position for and ready to beat, they probably don't see something like that. You know what I mean? So that's why, I mean, the top players in the world have such good court coverage and can kind of see kind of where the holes are opening up and how they need to close them.
Yeah, no, really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
So really great. Thank you for your questions, everyone. We're going to answer, some questions on every single podcast. Click the form below and send your questions in. Now we're going to hop into a story or amazing pickleball stories segment. So we're still getting these in. So again, this is where you can share kind of your pickleball journey. You can share something, how pickleball has changed your life, or just has changed things, and just so we can hear some positive things, because I know we all came to this game. It's a lot of fun, but we've all met a lot of people, I'm sure.
Oh, for
Great
sure.
relationship. Pickleball is just so awesome.
I know a lot of good people because of pickleball. So,
and I was telling someone this.
Grateful.
Yeah, I was telling someone this the other day. I've been playing pickleball 8 years now.
Daniel, really?
Yeah.
Holy smokes!
I've literally met by name, like probably close to 2,000 players just in pickleball.
Easily.
I mean, it's crazy.
Easily.
Especially if you're playing tournaments, meeting people. This game is just so great.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, people ask me all the time, what's the best part about tournaments? It's sometimes it's not even the tournament play. It's just seeing all the people that you've met over the years at tournaments. You know what I mean? Seeing familiar faces. I mean, there's so many good people in pickleball.
Yes.
It's actually ridiculous.
It is great.
You
All
know?
right. So let's jump right into the story here.
All right.
It says this.
All right. Do we have a name? Do we know who it is?
Ooh, come on. I think we do.
Okay.
Oh, Elise.
Elise. Okay.
From Pennsylvania.
Ooh.
Elise says, my story started back in 2018 when I was looking to find something to do socially and physically. I saw that my township was offering 4 beginner classes for what they called pickleball. I never heard of pickleball before, but after doing a couple Google searches, I decided it would be perfect for me. I should mention that I never played any type of sport before. Needless to say, I was excited to start on a new venture. The class was informative, but on the other hand, the instructor was not ideal. Uh-oh. She criticized most of the students, including me.
Oh, shoot.
She went as far to tell us that what we should eat because she lost 20 pounds. Okay?
Okay.
All right. She said I did not have good hand-eye coordination along with other negative comments. I'm going to stop there. If you have a coach like this, that's time to move on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's continue here. I actually walked off the court and decided pickleball was not for me. Oh, man. After talking this over with my husband, Larry, I decided to give pickleball another try with a different instructor. All went well, and I loved the sport. Unfortunately, I was still working and unable to play more than once or twice a month for the next couple years. In March of 2020, I came down with COVID, and I was truly down and out for about 6 months. But by September, when I started to feel a little bit better, Larry, my husband, asked me what he can do to help me get back on my feet. I grabbed my pickleball paddle and said, let's go to the pickleball courts. I should mention that Larry never wanted to learn how to play pickleball. He went with me and started hitting the ball with me in order for me to regain my confidence and get my lungs feeling better after COVID. We continued doing this almost every day.
Nice.
During this time, I noticed Larry was asking me about the rules and where to stand and how to serve. He ordered a paddle online and started watching videos. He said, I learned a lot from this guy's videos, and therefore I became hooked on this guy's videos. It turned out this guy was Jordan Briones. I finally decided to retire on April 1st, 2022, and I now play pickleball every day.
Let's go.
Pickleball has opened up a whole new world for us. We are truly fortunate to have met so many people, wonderful people all around the world, and helped us along our pickleball journey. We consider our pickleball friends our family. COVID was around for 3 years or so, and it has changed many lives in many ways. But for me, it has been a blessing in disguise because COVID actually brought me and Larry closer than I can ever imagine. Wow. This year, we will be married 49 years.
Holy!
And hoping to take a great vacation that will include some downtime to play pickleball. Elise from Pennsylvania.
Elise, you're my hero. So are you, Larry. Oh my God. That was awesome. That was freaking...
So a lot to break down there.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, what a great story, huh?
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Well, first of all, Elise, congratulations on your retirement.
Yes.
That's huge.
Go.
Right? I mean, that's huge. 1. 2, Larry, thank you for being such an amazing husband and inspiration, because you know what? There are a lot of great men out there who aren't great husbands. And you know what, Larry? You are the man. All right. For that pickleball coach that ruined pickleball for at least the first time.
Should have named him or her.
Wait, what's that move? I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
If you don't know, that's Taken.
Thank you. That's what it was. But
yeah,
that's unfortunate. All right. Now,
yeah.
Jordan and I have talked about this before. There are a lot of pickleball instructors in this world who probably shouldn't be teaching pickleball. So if you guys find someone who is negative and criticizes you, especially in a beginner clinic, come on, in a beginner clinic,
come on.
When you're first learning pickleball, that is unacceptable.
Yeah.
And if you guys find someone like that, leave.
Yeah.
All right. And if you can't, ask for your money back. But you know, but honestly, that story is absolutely
awesome.
inspiring. So cool.
Yep.
I mean, Larry and Elise, I mean, I honestly, if you guys are at a tournament,
hey,
I'd love to meet you guys.
Hey, if you, any of these stories, if we read them and you're here in Arizona, send us a message or email. Yeah. We'd love to, meet up with
at
you guys.
APP or PPA tournaments. I'll see you guys there. You guys just got to let me know.
Okay.
I'd love to meet you guys.
Larry and Elise from Pennsylvania. And just really cool, 49 years. That means they're coming up on their 50th. That's an accomplishment.
Dude,
that's
double my age.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's super cool. And again, COVID, big downer for a lot of us.
Yeah.
Pickleball, actually, pickleball grew a lot during COVID.
Pickleball grew
faster
than COVID.
Yeah. It outgrew COVID.
Yeah.
And it's just stories like this, super awesome. Congratulations, guys, and keep at it.
Yeah.
Super awesome.
That is, wow.
Yeah.
I wish I was that cool.
Great story. Again, check the link below. Send in your amazing pickleball story. We're going to hop into the last story. Then we're going to get into the Pickleball Slam and the APP, MLP. So stay tuned for that. But here we go. Last one here. Hey, Jordan, really enjoying what you and Caden are doing in the podcast.
Oh, thank you.
I remember playing against you a few times, both in Sacramento and in the Bay Area back when you were starting out. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So story time. We have quite a lot of pickleball going on here in the Villages, Florida. 250 courts, 4,000 players, yada yada. By the way, I think that's where my dad wants to retire. Okay. And
sounds about right.
And 10 weeks ago, my upcoming U.S. Open mixed partner and I were playing a small 11-team competition.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling great, but continued playing until 5 matches in when I passed out.
Oh.
What happened, I later found out, was a blocked coronary artery, which caused a heart attack, followed by my heart and breathing stopping. At that point, people jumped into the action, even the ones I just had beaten, and most critically performing CPR for many minutes and using the AED machine multiple times to shock my heart and keep me alive until the ambulance finally arrived. Every day, about 1,000 Americans suffer sudden cardiac arrest outside the hospital, as I did, but sadly, of those, only about 100 survive. Wow. The only reason I am lucky and alive and playing just as badly as before is because I was lucky enough to have multiple people who knew what to do in an emergency. I am telling this story because I want to say to everyone listening, please go take a CPR/AED class, as the chances of somebody needing it on the court is high, and the person needing it maybe saved by you. Thank you. No name there. I just want to kudos to that. That's an amazing story.
I'm not even going to lie. I was like a little nervous at first, and then I was like, oh, wait. No, he had to type this in, so he's good. He's good. But like, I was wow, that's.
Yeah. So, wow.
Ooh.
And you played with me. I think it's me. It might be you, but playing with us in the Bay Area. Well, whoever this is, make sure to leave your name and where you're from in the comments. But that's super awesome. That actually encourages me to get my CPR AED.
Honestly, it makes sense. It honestly does make sense. And like, I mean, there are a lot of unusual pickleball injuries that kind of happen. This is, believe it or not, this is more common than, someone.
Actually, AP or PPA in that last tournament.
Yeah.
What was that? Sorry, what was that guy's name?
There was a senior pro who passed away on the court.
And then he went down, same kind of thing. And so just really glad. Thanks for sharing the story, and thanks for bringing awareness on just the need for CPR and AD certified people to be around in tournaments.
Yeah.
And just being around, I guess, in general.
Yeah.
That is super awesome. And it looks to me like this guy is just playing and he's back at it. So
every tournament should have a team doctor.
Yeah.
There always needs to be someone there.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, okay, you guys can't see this, but at the point where they write I later found out it was a heart attack followed by my heart and breathing stopping. At that point, people jumped into action, even the ones that I had beaten, emoji face with a crying face. Yeah, they had to put that in there like, oh, I beaten them, but they came to my help.
I beat them, yeah, but they were still really nice.
Yeah, no, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
Well, pickleball, like people say, pickleball friends are more family than friends. So whether you beat someone or not, I don't think anyone's taking it that personally to the point where if you're on the court not breathing, they're gonna, they're not gonna help you because you just beat them. But I'm glad to hear that they did help.
Yeah. So thank you for that amazing story. Make sure to leave your name and where you're from next time. But it's glad to see you made it through, and thanks for bringing that awareness. Now we're gonna jump in to the Pickleball Slam.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you what a turnout there.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, the Pickleball Slam happened actually on my birthday on April 2nd.
Yep.
And what we saw was what, Caden?
We saw former tennis legends.
Yeah.
Duke it out on a pickleball court on national television.
We had Michael Chang, Andre Agassi, John McEnroe, and Andy Roddick. So if you guys don't know who those are, you're probably not tennis players, but super legends of the game. McEnroe, a lot of Grand Slams. Agassi, same thing. Roddick had a few, but he had one of the biggest serves in a game. And Michael Chang was, I think, one of the only Asian Americans, to win a Grand Slam. So really, really cool. John McEnroe obviously is known for his outbursts and theatrics on the court, and he definitely brought that to the pickleball court. Or what? Okay. I don't know. What did you see there, Caden? Pickleball Slam there.
I thought it was a cool event. I thought it was, most of the pickleball players are tennis players. So I think as someone who was a tennis player and watched these legends play tennis, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Now for me as a baseball player, I look at these guys and I'm like, okay. Now I did watch a little bit of it. I saw some highlights. I thought it was really entertaining. I thought it was, really well done, really well produced. Personally, if you want my honest opinion, I think it would have been a great idea to have a pro exhibition right after that match.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I say that is because if I had no idea what pickleball was, and I wasn't really that big of a tennis follower either, and I turned this on, and I saw these old guys playing pickleball.
No offense to the legends.
No offense to these legends. All right. I know who they are. All right. But if I didn't, I would look at this sport, I would watch 3 minutes of it, and I would go, what the heck am I watching? And I would rather go watch a horror movie, which I hate horror movies, than watch that.
In Chinese.
In Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's just because, I mean, they know that, you know, they're selling pickleball and advertising pickleball with tennis legends. But if you are just a random guy who doesn't know who the heck or what the heck pickleball is, and you're watching these guys play, you're like, damn, this is just an old person sport. This is boring as heck.
Yeah.
You know? But if they put Anna Lee and some, you know, great pickleball players after it,
yeah,
you know, or at least mixed it in a little bit and maybe had them play together, I'd be like, oh, shoot, wait, that's quick.
Yeah.
That's super cool. Hold on a second. You know what I mean? Because at least you're seeing what real professional pickleball looks like. These guys are great, but they're not.
Yeah, so I like to take Caden. Yeah, so from what I watched, I did watch singles, and I watched a good amount of points in the doubles. Yeah, these guys, you know, they trained a little bit. You know, they're around 4.0 or something like that.
Yeah.
I would say Michael Chang or Roddick is probably one of the better ones. But
for sure.
But you know what? Yeah, I agree, Caden. It would be cool to do some either mixture, some pro-am, or have some in between, maybe MLP kind of thing where they're switching in and out. But again, it is what it is. These are huge legends of the racket sport tennis. So I guess any press is good.
Yeah.
What was cool? It was very well done. Like the production value was top notch.
Yeah, it was.
And I'll tell you what, that gray and black court looked kind of slick, man.
You think about changing the color of your court now?
No. But it looked for indoor. I mean, what did you think of it?
Like, it looked really good.
I actually think it looked kind of
But it was like in an auditorium.
Yeah.
It was like in an auditorium, like and they pulled out the pickle roll and they went to town, man. It looked really good. It was really cool.
Yeah, it looked like a theater, a Broadway theater.
Yeah, right.
I don't know,
right.
Like
yeah. It was a perfect show court. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
So super cool. Let's see, what else can we pull from that?
I mean, I think the highlight for me was when McEnroe served. He served when the ref was calling the score, and I think Agassi got upset by it and stopped the point and was like, "Hey, you gotta wait." And she was like, "Well, no." The ref was like, "No, I called the score. It was fine. That would be a point." And of course,
he throws.
McEnroe's throwing a fit. He's like, "Wait, so I lost the point?" And she's like, "No, you won the point." He's like, holy crap. He's like, that's the first argument I've won in 40 years. And when I saw that, I was like, damn, bro. Same. I was like, yeah, me too, man. Damn.
Yeah. No, but I was actually I was actually excited to see if he would throw anything just kind of for the theatrics. But it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. So again, at the end of the kind of the interviews, one cool thing that that was said. And by the way, John McEnroe, I don't know if you know this, Gaten, but he was bashing pickleball all the way up into even this event.
I know.
Yeah, he was just like,
pickleball
sucks. It's for all this. But anyways, at the end, I thought what was really cool, Andre Agassi, which is a legend of the game, he actually, him and Roddick actually, but it was Agassi that said that he just really, he was surprised how much fun he had, and he can't wait to get back on the court. So I just think that's really cool.
All I have to say is, if John McEnroe, if you're seeing this, which you're probably not, who knows? If you're seeing this, I challenge you, all right? If you become a senior pro by the end of this year, you can continue to bash pickleball, but you can't bash pickleball because, well, you're okay at it.
All right. Well,
just saying.
Yeah, we'd love to have you on the podcast here, Johnny Mac. So shout out to us.
Be better.
Give us a call. All right, so let's get into MLP Daytona. Really big one. Bay Area Breakers.
Challenger winners.
Yeah, and the Challenger winners, Team Duper 23.03.
Yeah.
We got Christian Alshon, and they won last time.
Yeah, back to back.
Pablo Tellez, the lefty, or Tellez. Iwa and Radikowska. And Rachel Summers.
Yeah.
So, again, dude, Alshon is getting better and better in doubles, I would say.
Yeah, he's getting more comfortable. He's getting way more comfortable. Obviously, everything's there for that guy. I mean, there was not ever a thought where I was like, oh, this guy's going to be a great singles player, but he's going to suck at doubles. So, I mean, he's just proven that he's going to be, one of the best, and he's going to be sticking around for a little. I mean, Jesus, the guy's my age, and he looks 4 years older than me.
I didn't know how young he was. Wow. Yeah, so he has a career ahead of him. And Pablo, man, his game, we've seen it develop. Speaking of lefties, he's in the top 5 lefties of the game now. There's not many lefties out there.
Who do you think goes ahead of him?
So I'm going to give you I was thinking about this because actually the next segment, we're going to talk about APP Mesa. We're going to talk about the hometown hero, Mesa Teoni.
Ooh.
But
I like that guy.
I would put, in no particular order, obviously there's Tyler Lung.
Okay.
Mesa Teoni.
Okay.
Pablo Tellez and Rob Cassidy.
Okay.
Unless you could remind me of some other lefties, but...
You got Ben Newell?
Yeah, I would say all those. I would say the ones that I just mentioned.
Okay.
Maybe in doubles.
Okay.
Are strong.
I think Pablo Tellez for sure is top 3 as far as well-rounded singles and doubles players, lefty. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm actually left-handed in everything I do.
Except pickleball. And ping pong, right?
And ping pong. Yeah, I don't know why. I just pick up a racket or a paddle.
He got confused. He got hit in the head one day, and it kind of...
My dad dropped me a few too many times. My mom did great, though. She didn't drop me ever. It was my dad.
Oh, man. So, yeah, but I don't know how much you watched of this, but they came out with the win. Now, Ewan and Rachel, I saw them at MLP Mesa.
Yeah.
They were just solid. Obviously, I know Ewa has a good tennis background. I don't know much about Rachel, but they just played solid.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
There's that. Now we're going to go to so that was the Challenger League. This is the Premier League.
Yep.
Seattle Pioneers. Now, Ben Johns finally comes away with the MLP win.
This is not his first.
Yeah, but the last one.
But I think that this is the first one that he's won with the Pioneers.
Yeah. So at a right, Megan DeZone, Ben Johns and Tyler Lung. There goes that lefty again.
Yep.
And again, Etta is. I mean, I'm seeing her game getting better and better. Super good. And Megan DeZone, we've seen her. She medaled at the last she got
PBA. She got silver.
Yeah. So again, solid team here.
This is a really underrated team, right? Like,
how do you think it's underrated? They won.
Well, no, but I mean, like,
you think on paper?
Over the last, I think Megan and Etta make this team underrated. Obviously, Ben is great. Tyler's great.
Yeah, got you.
But like Etta and Megan are both kind of like the parts where like either they're going to thrive or they could crash. You know what I mean? And like in this situation, like Megan's had a pretty good month as far as tournaments and everything. Etta's super steady. Usually Ben plays with Etta and then Tyler plays with Megan. And this weekend, I mean, they showed out. So Megan, you're a G. I actually really like Megan. Megan's really sweet. She's a vegan athlete, if you didn't know that.
Really? Mm-hmm. They didn't know that.
Yeah. She always like posts these really crazy desserts, and I'm like, yeah, nice. That's vegan. She's like, actually it is. I'm like, geez, I can't do that. I wish I could. I really do.
Well,
I like meat.
Hey,
I like
that's really cool.
Steak.
So, me too, by the way.
Cheese. It's just so good. I'm sorry. I'll try and be better.
Seattle Pioneers. So yeah, they come out with the win. And I'll tell you what, chemistry wise, I didn't watch much mix, but Ben and Tyler Lung have actually played with each other several times now, like in the orchard and things like that. I like the chemistry on the court. I mean, we got a big Ernie threat, biggest Ernie threat over here.
And the best mover in pickleball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then Ben taking over. So actually, when we talk about chemistry, you know how Colin is basically taking a quarter of the court and Ben is 3/4?
Yeah.
They can do the same thing here because he can just be sitting on the Ernie. So
and he's more mobile than Colin.
Yeah. So I think it's just a good duo.
Yeah. I will say the only thing that's wrong with this team is Tyler's goofy smile in that picture. So Tyler, if you're seeing this, you might want to ask for an updated MLP photo. You're showing a little bit too much upper teeth. But it's all love, man. It's all out of love.
Way to call him out. Tyler, come on the pause. Tyler Chucking, or Remember his middle name?
Oh yeah.
Cha-ching Lung.
Lung
Yeah.
is long in dragon.
Long.
Or
Okay.
in dragon in Chinese, but it means dragon in Chinese.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah. And so
nice.
actually, I don't know if you know this, but my Chinese name is Lei Long Cheng because I'm born year of the dragon. So,
Okay, so what is Lei? What
Lei
the
is
first one?
Li, my middle name.
Oh, got it.
And then Cheng is like
Prosperity.
Prosperity.
Prosperity dragon then. Is that what you said? Right.
something like that.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
I
Okay.
don't know.
Cool. Awesome. So that was MLP. Again, super exciting format. Now, what I did hear from several players is the one in Mesa was more exciting. So
That's what I heard as well.
Yeah, so I don't know if the crowds had a big factor, but the one here in Mesa was really cool.
Well, if I'm being honest, Legacy,
Yeah.
my home court and facility,
Yeah.
it's one of the best out there.
Okay.
All right, it's one of the best out there. It's what I love about Legacy is that it's kind of it's a little bit tighter packed, but it's big and it's stretched out. And you have all the room that you need on the court, but guess what? Everyone is right there, and everyone is kind of just walking around, and you can go from match to match to match, and the energy is all there.
That's what it was. I saw an interview with Julian Arnold, and he said Daytona the city is just trash.
Really?
That's what I heard.
He said that. Wait, he said that
he
in.
He badmouthed it really bad. No, in an interview.
Wow.
So I don't know.
Interesting.
We'll see that. Now let's jump right into APP Mesa.
Yeah, what a tournament.
We're gonna start with the hometown hero.
Yeah.
Mesa Teone.
Yeah. Let's get a bow for that guy. Come on.
What do we got here? What do we got?
Here we go. Let's go.
Okay, so this is men's doubles pro gold here.
Wait, can you play with 3 people on the court?
No.
Who's the guy in the middle?
I don't know. Why don't you tell us who that guy in the middle is there, Gaden?
Oh, that's my dad.
I don't know what he's doing out there.
I don't either. I don't either.
I like the hat though.
I did too. If you guys can't see it, he's got a little Coach Terry on his shirt,
Yeah,
and it's funny because my dad had that embroidered on some of his pickleball shirts, and
I like it.
I think the funniest story I have of that is we went to Disneyland, and he hurt his back, and he was in one of those electric scooters. Some guy's in his way.
Okay.
And he goes, "Excuse me," and the guy turns around and he goes, "Oh." He has no idea who my dad is. He just goes, "Oh, sorry, Coach Terry," because he saw the shirt. I was like,
That's funny.
I was like, that was good, man. That was good.
Yeah. So that's your dad in the middle there.
That is my dad in the middle.
Not to confuse anybody, but he did not play. The two on the side, Pesa and Andre, to ask you. Now, Cinderella story, not for reasons you may not know, both of their partners got hurt.
Correct.
And then they linked up last minute, which is crazy.
They did.
And this is definitely Pesa's first gold, I think, at any APP event, right?
I think it's his first ever medal.
Medal even.
And it was gold. And I got to say, I mean, if there's a guy in pickleball who deserves this medal, it's Mesa Teone. I mean, this guy's been working hard. I mean, this guy plays probably every day.
Yeah.
This guy usually plays 2 or 3 times a day.
Yeah.
I mean, he just loves pickleball. He loves this community out here in Arizona. And you know what? The Arizona crowd showed up this weekend to root this guy on, and that's
awesome.
It was awesome to see. I mean, this is one of my usual partners. I play with him on Scottsdale.
Yeah.
I mean, we've played together in the past in tournaments, and I mean, I'm definitely in the future. And this guy is not only a great pickleball player, but just a great person in general.
Yeah.
And there's like I said, there's no one on this planet who deserves that medal more than him.
No, Pesa is a really nice guy. Actually, when I first built my court here, almost 2 years ago, one of the very first players to drill with me on that court was Pesa.
Yeah.
So great guy, great drilling partner. Kudos to them. Andre, on the other hand, obviously
gentle giant, man.
Giant, a beast there. He played lights out. Now they went in as a number 1 seed. I think it's Andre, right?
Right. Yeah.
So,
well, Andre, it was funny. Pesa had to drop his partner because he got injured, but Andre was going to be the 1 seed regardless of who he played with because he had more points than every single other team combined.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Okay. It was kind of crazy. But I mean, honestly, Andre's game is insane. Like you think because he's this big guy, you think, he's just going to hit the ball hard all the time. Yeah. I mean, this guy's resets and his hands are so buttery soft. He's got great speed ups, great hands. I mean,
Yep. His game didn't used to be that way.
No.
I saw him a couple years ago, and he's definitely improved in every aspect.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're going to be seeing. Obviously, we're seeing tennis guys come in, but I don't know. I guess the caliber, the Ben Johns skill caliber with maybe 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" guys, that is coming, and that's going to be scary to see as the game evolves.
Yeah. I'm planning to get a knee surgery in the next year or so I can be 6'4" or 6'5".
Oh, yeah. Knee extension.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just on one side?
No, both legs.
Okay.
Both legs, yeah.
All right. Nice. I didn't know they had that.
Yeah. I still gotta do some homework on it.
Okay. So real quick, APP, what else, Caden, or who else were the winners there?
Yeah, so actually Andre was that was not his only gold medal this weekend. He actually took home the gold with Susanna Barr. Yeah. They played absolutely lights out. They beat Hunter in Paris.
Wow.
Which is,
that is a good win, dude.
Yeah, that's not a easy team to beat. Paris did get her own gold though in the tournament, not in singles, but in women's doubles with Simone.
Yep.
Salome Davidze took home gold in singles. She beat Megan Fudge in the gold medal match.
Megan Fudge.
Hunter Johnson beat he was the 8th seed, but I have actually never heard of him, but he was balling out. Eduardo.
Yes.
Irizarry.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that.
Very good player.
I think tennis player coming out of nowhere, kind of like a Colin Schick kind of situation.
Right. But I mean, just so much good pickleball this weekend.
Yeah, really
so much good pickleball this weekend.
Yep, so that was the APP Mesa wrap up. Caden, you played with Chris Headings here.
I did, yes. So I played men's and mixed. I actually played with an up and coming next gen APP player. Her name is Avery Beck.
Nice.
She's 19, lives in Utah. Very sweet girl. Very surprised with how good she was. I found her on.
You guys played mixed pro, right?
Correct. Yeah, I found her on Instagram. She has been winning a lot of 5-0 tournaments.
You found her on Instagram?
Well, wow. She actually won the APP Next Gen.
Got it.
Like a couple weeks ago, and I saw that, and so I just reached out and said, "Hey, are you playing the APP Mesa?" And she was like, "I am." I was like, "Do you have a mixed partner?" She was like, "I don't." So I said, "Okay, would you like to partner up?" And I met her literally on Thursday. We played one practice game, and then we played on Friday.
Hey, sometimes it works out. How'd you guys do? You guys went 2-2, or?
So we did go 1-2.
1-2. Okay.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. We went 1-1.
How's that possible?
So because she has never played in an APP tournament before, and I actually never played mixed in an APP before.
You play qualifier?
We both were in the qualifier, and we won our first one, and then we played Wes Gabrielson and his mixed partner.
Got it.
And we lost 15-12. But nonetheless, honestly, Avery showed me a lot of good stuff. She was steady. She had good hands. She was ready for the speed ups.
Yeah.
I found that we won more of our points when she kind of initiated the attack, and we lost more points when we were getting attacked first. But that being said, had great hands, had great defense.
Yeah.
Like I said, super sweet, super easy to play with.
Yeah.
So I would 10 out of 10 do it again.
Cool. And then how did your men's dubs go?
And then I played with Chris Headings, Mr. Steady, also Mr. Can't Move, but that's okay.
He's coming off injury.
Correct. Yeah. No. Chris Headings. If you guys don't know this name, he is easily one of the nicest and most talkative guys in pickleball. He is 51 years old, so he is technically a senior pro. And actually, the day before he played with me, he won gold in the senior pro division.
Senior pro, senior pro. Yes,
correct. And he beat a lot of good teams to do it.
Yes,
he took down Rick Witskin, took down Scott Crandall, took down Mircha and Stefan. I mean, he had a heck of a day as a pickleball player.
One of the top 50 senior players in the world.
Yeah. And so I played with him. We won our first two. We played Ryler DeHart and Rob Nunnery in our third match. And if we won that one, we actually would have played Andre and Pesa to go to gold. But unfortunately, we played like absolute dog crap and we lost. And then after that, we sat for about 45 minutes and went into the back draw, and we lost our first match, which was a little unfortunate. But you know what? It was a great day. We had a lot of fun. for being kind of like a last minute partnership, because I wasn't supposed to play with him originally. It was a lot of fun, and I really, really enjoyed it. So
awesome, man. Cool. Well, that's Caden's results. We'll keep seeing you play, Caden.
Yep.
And then, you know what? Before we get into Red Rock, I have a little alert here.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if you've probably heard of this, but Jack Sock.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. I forgot to mention this in the beginning of the show, but he's making his pro pickleball debut.
Yeah.
Now, what tournament is it?
North Carolina Open.
Okay, North Carolina. He's playing with Annalie Waters.
Not bad for our first tournament.
I didn't stutter. I said Annalie Waters and Tyson McGuffin. Now, really quick, without even looking at the draw predictions, because I have mine. So if you don't know who Jack Sock is, he's currently, like literally currently, one of the best doubles players in tennis in the world.
Oh, still?
Still. Oh, yeah. Right now.
Really?
Right now. Damn. He must be in top 25. I don't even know. He could be top 10, but I got to look at that. But
what a cool name, too.
Jack Sock, yeah.
Jack Sock.
Jack Sock in the face. But no, he's just a really nice guy. I've just from the interviews and how much I've known him, one of the best American players, actually tennis players of all time.
Actually, just met him.
Did you?
I met him at Waste Management.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Anyways. It was brief.
Okay. But anyways, predictions. He's playing with Annalie in mixed and Tyson McGuffin in men's first time. So this is exciting for me, and I think for a lot of players, because we've seen the likes of Sam Querrey.
Yep.
We've seen the likes of Donald Young and other top players come, but someone in still their prime.
Yeah. Now, Jack, is he? How old is he?
Well, he's a little bit older. I would say he's mid-30s.
Okay.
Or like,
so he still has years of tennis left.
I mean, yes, he does, but I think he's retiring soon.
Really?
Yes, he's going to retire.
He's retire young.
And I
just go full pickleball.
I think he's. Anyways, one of the top doubles players in the world in tennis. How can he translate and do here? Now we've seen a little bit of his play at the Bubbly.
Yeah, in Vegas.
So what are your predictions there?
Well, I'm going to be honest. Ryan Gilbert.
Yep.
His mom lives out in North Carolina.
Yep.
And one thing that she says a lot is that he goes out and plays out there a ton.
Oh, Jack Sock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so what I know is he's not just some guy who's like, oh yeah, I'm going to start playing pickleball now, kind of like Sam Querrey, and just go out there and say whatever. He's
been playing, actually, what I've heard, for at least 3 years now. Like,
he knows he knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah.
He knows what he's doing. And I'm going to be honest, from what I saw at the Bubbly Championship in Vegas, I'm going to be honest, that guy's going to be a problem. And actually, on April Fool's, 3 days ago, I opened up Instagram, and the first thing I saw was DC Pickleball Team is dropping Sam Querrey for Jack Sock.
Wait, on what? For what?
It's just on Instagram. It's just like a pickleball account. But when I saw it, I was like...
So is he joining a pickleball?
No, it was an April Fool's joke.
It was an April
Fool's joke. Basically just saying Sam Querrey was getting dropped for his buddies, Jack Sock. But that being said, I think Jack Sock is actually going to be incredible.
All right, so what's your predictions, man?
I think he could easily take away the gold in mixed. I think he could, especially since I'm not playing mixed. Now in men's, he's playing with Tyson McGuffin, and I'm going to be honest, that's a good team.
Yeah.
But
it depends who's there. So
yeah, right.
So prediction, really quick.
I would say they could squeak out a bronze.
Interesting. You know what? Your predictions are pretty much spot on with mine.
Really?
So it depends. And so Ben Johns isn't playing.
Oh, right.
That's a big factor. And that's why Annalie's playing with him.
Right.
So
who do you think Colin will play with?
I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
What if he played with Riley?
Well, we're gonna show.
Because James Ignatowicz and Tyson usually play together, but
I don't know. We'll see. But back to the Jack Sock and Annalie Waters. He's making his debut. I honestly think they can win gold. Okay. And we're gonna look at this later, Gaten.
Okay.
We're gonna look at this later.
Oh, sorry.
And so I think they could win gold. I really honestly think so. And then you're right. For men's doubles with Tyson, I think there's a possibility for silver or bronze, but I don't know who. Again, we could get surprised.
I mean, to be fair, we thought we were gonna be super spot on about the Minnesota tournament with no Ben, and we were so far off. So
yes. But I'm telling you, and I studied, man, I was trying to find that video, but there's a highlight video of Jack Sock from that bubbly. I rewatched it.
Oh, he's ridiculous.
I rewatched it to actually look at just the nuances, the skills.
Yeah.
That guy's hands is almost as good as everyone's already.
Sure. Oh, for sure.
And I'm even seeing like speed ups and stuff, and him being ready on that dominant side, just blocking, not even getting jammed up.
No.
And you're watching his resets, just his awareness of high level pickleball is already.
He looks at a pickleball and he's like, dude, this thing's so freaking slow.
Yeah, he's gonna be a force. So I think
he's gonna be really good.
That's just gonna be exciting for everyone to watch.
Yeah.
So there's that. We're going to hop last thing into the Selkirk. Shout out to Selkirk, Red Rock Open. And we're going to do our little predictions here. We're going to start with men's doubles pro. Look at this.
So this isn't the whole thing, right? This is just the main draw?
This is the main draw.
Oh.
But we got some interesting partnerships. Look at this. Patrick Quinn and Connor Garnett.
Yeah.
Good team. A lot of new things. So look at this, Riley Newman and James Ignatowicz.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I think that's a goal.
Does that mean Tyson's not playing?
No, Tyson's playing.
Oh, he's playing with Brandon
Long. Yeah. So
interesting.
Deckelbar, Colin Johns. Hey.
Okay.
Great team.
So no Ben in this one either.
Yes.
Which means who's Annalie playing with?
I don't know. We're gonna check. But Caden Niemoff, Rob Cassidy. Caden, there you go.
Oh, is that me?
Get yourself in there, dude.
Hey, me and the boy Rob Cassidy. We're gonna go to work this week.
Hey, you better go somewhere.
I mean, yeah, that's the plan.
So again, just from here, real quick, Caden, in 10 seconds or less, let's make a prediction here. I'm gonna go with Riley Newman and James Ignatowicz for gold.
That's kind of messed up, but okay.
Sorry, Caden. I'm just history.
Okay.
Let's just do a gold. Let's just do a gold and silver. Okay. And then silver, I'm going to go. This is actually pretty tough.
Go for it.
You know what? I'm gonna go Federico and Pablo Tellez.
Interesting.
Silver. Okay.
Interesting.
What you got, man?
Okay. I'm gonna go for gold. Caden Niemoff and Rob Cassidy.
Okay, I like it.
Okay, if you're not going with yourself, you don't believe in yourself.
There you go. I like that.
Caden Niemoff and Rob Cassidy going for gold. And if it's not gold, it's going to be silver.
Okay, so let's go for who's taking second underneath you?
For silver,
you got to go with Riley.
I'm going to say we're going to beat Riley and James.
I mean,
I love playing against Riley. So, Riley, even though you're my boy and I love you to death, I'm going to give you the beat down.
Dude, I'll tell you what, though. That is a pretty good team.
Oh, no, that's a good team.
I can't wait to see that.
That's a good team.
Dude, they're right there.
You know what's funny, though, is both of them have that two-hand backhand.
Yes, dude. I was just about to mention that. Yeah. I mean, wow.
I mean, Riley's obviously one of those guys who can play both sides.
Yeah.
But so is James. Yeah. So I think it'll be kind of interesting.
That's going to be interesting. A lot of good teams here we didn't mention, but we're just, again, I think there's a lot of teams that can medal, but those are just, we're going to do gold and silver here. We're going to go right into men's singles pro. As we mentioned, Ben Johns is absent. So let's just take a look here. And my gold is going to be, wow, it's kind of wide open here. Okay. Oh, this is kind of easy.
Okay.
Not that easy, but.
Go for it.
Federico, stack shrewd. You got to go that for gold. He's proven himself. And then silver, I don't know. We'll go James Ignatowicz.
Okay. I'll actually go Tyson for gold.
Okay.
Kind of just take a old faithful, reliable.
All right, Big T.
All right. And I will actually take.
What you got, man?
It's so hard because, I mean, seeding, like a lot of, you don't know who's playing who. But, okay, Tyson McGuffin for one. Okay. And I'm going to actually go my boy, Connor Garnett.
Yes.
At 2.
Now, we still have to release that podcast with Connor.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but Connor, all right. Connor, I would love to see Connor win.
Yeah.
That would, up the views here on the next Connor
that's right.
podcast. But really, really good. Mixed doubles pro. This is going to be interesting again. Wow. We have Ben Johns again is not here. So let's just look here and see where the heck Anna Lee Waters falls in. I don't even see her. Is that correct? That's correct. Dude,
yeah.
she's not playing.
Is she not playing?
Wow.
She not playing this tournament?
Maybe not. Okay, so real quick, for gold, look at Riley Newman with Andrea Koop. That is so interesting.
Huh.
Dekel Bar with Lucy Kovalova. Look at this. This is going to be like new matchups.
What is happening?
This is really...
What is happening?
Really
I'm so confused.
interesting. Okay, so I got my picks. I'm just going to pick right here.
Okay.
I'm going to go you know what? I'm going to go James Ignatowicz again, Anna Bright for gold, and then I'm going to go Riley and Andrea for silver.
Okay. I am going to take my boy,
Yep, I knew it.
Riley Newman and Andrea Koop. I thought you were
going to say Tyson. Okay.
No. I love Riley, and I actually really like Andrea too. I think my number 2, I'm gonna say James and Anna for number 2.
Yeah.
All right.
And the really close one for me is Tyson and Catherine. They could obviously pull out a gold.
They could play well and pull something.
Okay. So that's our predictions there. We got women's doubles pro. Obviously, Anna Lee is gone for some reason. Maybe she's taking a little.
Here's my partner.
Oh, Avery Beck.
Playing in the pro dubs.
All right. So here we go. We're going to go, you know what? Women's doubles pro. I know I'm going first. I'm kind of cheating, but I'm gonna make this one interesting.
Fair enough.
We're gonna go Anna Bright and Vivian David for gold. Let's go. Let's see that happen there. Okay. And then we're gonna go. It's one out of 2 teams, but I'm just gonna have to call it. I'm gonna go Catherine and Andrea Koop for silver.
Okay.
Yep.
I am going to take Anna Bright and Vivian David.
Okay.
And then I will actually take Megan and Etta.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Lucy and Callie. Okay.
Dude, I put too much money on them, man. And then the one time I didn't put money on them, they won. So I don't know, man. I feel like I have bad luck with that.
So for those of you who are kind of looking at this, comment below your picks before the tournament happens. Come on, you can't cheat. But if you get like 3 out of 3. Hey, maybe you win a prize or something. We'll figure something out. Maybe we make a little form or something. But that would. It
obviously has to be before the tournament.
Yes.
So there's a deadline on this, folks. If you don't post your comment,
there you go. All right. Lastly, women's singles pro. Oh, look at this. We got Tyra Black again.
She was playing with she's playing with Jill in doubles.
Wow. Interesting. Okay. So for gold, this is.
Oh boy.
I mean, this is kind of just like whatever. You know what? This is kind of easy in a way, but we can be surprised. I'm going to go Catherine in gold, Leia silver. Okay.
I will follow you in your footsteps there, but I do want to shout out.
Who are you going to shout out? Mary Brascia.
No.
Oh, really?
Judith.
Who's that? Oh, Judith.
I just met her last week.
No way. She good?
She's good.
Ooh.
She's good. I'm going to say she's going to have at least one upset win this tournament.
So she's another tennis player no one's heard of, huh?
Mm-hmm. She's playing with, I think she's playing with Rob in mixed doubles. But she's good, man. I saw her play a few. I think she's going to have a good upset win this tournament, so don't disappoint me.
Yeah. So
if you do, it's okay though.
Really good. So that's our picks there for Red Rock. And is that next week?
That is actually this weekend.
This week.
Yeah, okay. So I literally, I'm here today and tomorrow, and I am...
Then you're out of here.
Out of here.
Well, good luck, Kaden. And again, who are you playing with again? Robert Cassidy. And that's it?
That is correct, yeah.
Not playing singles?
Not this tournament. I have had some issue with the PPA in terms of like main draw and qualifier. I mean, I've played 4 PPAs this year, and 2 of them for singles I've been in the main draw, and 2 of them I've been in the qualifier. So for me, I just don't really know whether I'm going to be in the qualifier or whether I'm going to be in the main draw. So for me, it's just tough because for a man who has a full-time job, I don't know what I'm in. And if I don't know what I'm in, I can't just say, a day before. Oh, hey, sorry, I got to leave now.
Because the qualifier's a day before, yeah?
Well, now it's 2 days before.
Is it?
Yeah.
So
the
why?
Qualifier's on Tuesday.
So is there any, did you contact the PPA? Is there any way that you can find out in advance what you're in? You're saying there's no way.
Honestly, the first time, well, so my first tournament that I was, that I played this year for PPA, I was in the main draw.
Yeah.
And then the second one, I was like, okay, I must be in the main draw. And then I got a text on Tuesday morning saying, hey, don't forget, you're playing at 3 p.m. in the qualifier. And I was like, well, shoot. I was like, good thing it's in Arizona. Otherwise, I'd be totally effed right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, when you have to travel for these tournaments, if you don't necessarily always know whether you're, I mean, luckily, like, it looks like, you know, they have it figured out. Like, I could look at that and say, okay, oh, well, if I'm not in that main singles draw, then I'm probably not, I'm probably in the qualifier.
I think that's
but also
how,
at the same time, like,
I think that's how it is, yeah.
That's also a tournament that's literally starting today. So, you know, if I'm just figuring that out now, then I'm a little worried about it. But, you know.
Cool. Well, anything else, Caden, you want to tell the viewers before we wrap this episode up?
Yeah, you know what? Before we end this episode, I would love to just get the crowd singing a nice little happy birthday for Jordan, since it was his birthday 2 days ago. All right, so on the count of three, we're going to sing a very nice happy birthday for Jordan. All right, here we go. Ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jordan Briones. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, there's an echo in the room here. That was kind of cool. Did you hear that? Thank you, Caden.
Of course.
Thank you. When is your birthday, by the way?
January.
Okay.
January 5th.
Dang, we missed it. All right.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have to do a special episode for Caden next time. But
next year.
Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us. Comment below, comment below what you like about the podcast, what you don't like. Give us some encouraging love on there and ask some questions. That's one way that you can communicate with us. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Check out our YouTube videos and
And actually, one quick thing.
Yep.
Would you guys mind telling me if you guys prefer me to shave or if you guys like the scruff?
Yes.
I'm going to be honest. I am half Asian. I don't grow facial hair that well, but I do feel a little older when I have it. So if you guys like it, let me know. If you guys don't like it, let me know. I just need some honest opinion here, man. Okay. All right, I'm good.
Okay, so comment below. Facial hair for Caden or no facial hair.
Yeah.
We will, and then you know what? How about this? Like whatever we get the most, that's what you're going to stick with for the next 5 podcasts. What do you think about that? Next 2 podcasts.
No, I'll do 5.
Okay. All right. So we'll see. Comment below. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Let's go.